The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Bull Bear Binary Option Hour. Brought to you by Nadex. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, Tom and Tommy O'Brien.
Welcome, folks. Appreciate you growling and prowling with us out here. We have the Dow Industrials down 231, Nasdaq off 54, S&P's off 19. You get summer trading out here, no volatility.
Nothing.
Oh, no.
Flat markets on a Friday.
Flat markets on a Friday.
Not quite.
Gold contract up $3.60, trading at $12.23. We get silver down 5 cents, $15.40 an ounce. Light sweet crude catching a bid out here, up 64 cents rather, $67.44. Notes and bonds are catching a bid. You get the 10-year note up 13 ticks, 120.04. 30-year bond up 25 ticks, 144.02. King dollar also got over the October 2017 high, which has been trying to do for almost 2.5 months.
Yeah, you get that euro pulling back, right,
Yep.
on some of that Turkey, the Turkish lira fears.
Yeah.
The ECB coming out saying that Turkish lira could have maybe a little effect on some of the European banks.
Oh, it's going to have an effect. Let me tell you something. Every time I hear that there's no contagion, don't worry about contagion. All these analysts out here this morning, I hear this so many times, it's like, man, where were they in 1998? In 1998, you had Indonesia, right, which no one was worrying about. They imploded, and within 2.5 weeks, it was like, oh no. And what it always seems to be is this, folks. It doesn't have the aspect of what has happened in that country. It has the aspect of one of the large funds or one of the large banks have made an oversized bet, and then they lose money.
Sure.
And what happened in 1998, it was long-term capital. Long-term capital was all in. It went from Asia to Russia. They were all in Russia. As that went down, long-term capital was into our banks.
Sure.
And that's what did it.
Sure.
You know, listen, when you have an implosion in currency like this, let me tell you something. Just sit back, and what is intriguing out here this morning is that you can see what's happening, is that you have the dollar going up and gold going up. So, you know, I had just said to Tommy, you know, before we get on, I says, you know, picture if you're in a country that people, you know, you have a currency, you know that the currency has got dramatically weak.
Yes.
It's a heads up that, okay, you know, I have $200. Should I put that into gold? Should I put that into something? Because, you know, when you look at the aspect of how much they've lost so quick, when I did the newsletter this morning, it was 41% in the last 6 months.
Okay.
You know,
Right.
it's more than that now.
Yeah, and you can characterize it in like multiple ways, right? Where really, so in April it was 4 lira to $1 US.
Right.
So, you know, if they come with 4 lira, they get $1 US. Now it's approaching, they got to show up with almost 7 lira for the same US dollar.
I know.
So, yeah, it's quite a difference in terms of that translation. Yeah. And look at the one today. I mean, this is a daily? Yeah,
That's
daily.
a daily.
Pretty remarkable, yeah. I said to you, right, as I was listening early, about 8:30, 8:40, and you also had President Trump doubling the tariffs.
Right.
Pedal to the metal, right on him where it
Pedal to
hurts.
the metal.
And, yeah, quite a spike, because it was sitting at 610
For a while.
before that tweet, and
Right.
then just, man, but even then would have popped from 6 to 7 and back to 632. But
Serious money.
pretty remarkable.
Serious money. Let's go to our man John in Philly. What's going on, brother?
Good morning, Tom. Tommy.
Morning,
How
John.
are you both?
We're doing
Doing well.
great, man. Yourself?
Good, thank you. Tom, I ask for your assistance, please, just for the benefit of your listeners. Tom, you know I was introduced to you way back in 2006, and I saw immediately listening to you, you had a skill that I hadn't found anywhere else, namely being able to assess price and volume and setting up benchmarks that you could use to assist in figuring where the market is heading next. So with that background, the S&P has dipped off its high, not much yet. And we know the news, and we can all concoct very bearish scenarios. But of course, what actually happens, we don't know.
Right.
So I wanted to ask if you could go through the S&P futures contract and look at the combination as you have a process of doing, looking at the daily, the hourly, the 10 minutes, and identify for us what are the price levels that are support, and if broken, what sort of volume we need to see to project, a next leg lower, please.
Sure. So on the S&P, we're down 17, which really isn't a lot for where we're at right now, because we're still at highs. Now, what you do have is this. Yesterday, the last 3 days, this is always dangerous, man. The last 3 days, even if I bring up the SPY just for a second so you can see this, you have anemic volume and you have no price spread. That's always dangerous at a high. At a low, that's what you want to see, because then it's like, okay, it's a dead market, right? At the highs, there's no buyers. Now, we go back to the future. When I look at the future, the way this seems to be set up right now is that you'd have to get back inside the lower range first. The lower range inside the future is like 2,800. That's 37 points down. This market is set up right now, the way that I'm looking at it, that you could basically jump the creek. I mean, I think today, as we go through this day, we're going to see some, some selling. And the real question is going to be, does it pull back with volume? Because two different things would happen here. If we pull back with volume, it's a Friday, it's a summertime, that would bring your probability much higher that, okay, this is real. Now, the way this market has traded, man, the bulls are not going to give this up yet. They're just not. So we'll see where that fights out. My take on this in a larger basis is that this is real. I mean, I'm a technical guy, but fundamentally, this is real, man. This is not, our big funds, they're all over Turkey, man. I mean, if you listen to the, any type of financial news, the big broker-dealers have been telling people to go into emerging markets like hand over fist for the last 2.5 years. Out there this morning, they're saying, no, everything's all right. Everything's not all right in the emerging markets. They're getting killed, and they have been getting killed. So, we'll see where it goes. When you do look, John, at the Dow or the S&P, though, guess what? The top out is in January, right? Now it's August 10th.
Tommy, could you please look specifically? You mentioned, I see what you're referring to, that 2,800 area on that S&P futures. And Tommy, I see a couple of days. I see July 20, July 23, and August 2nd, in which 27.95 on those ESUs were hit. Can you bisect the volume that you saw on the daily chart at those recent lows? And share with us what we're looking at so we can gauge if the volume coming down is big enough to blow that out.
Yeah, and so here, I'm going to answer the question, too, in the larger sense, John. The larger sense, which has not got hit yet, is February 9th. On the S&Ps, man, that is like a monster. That's like a disaster, because we've got so much higher. Yeah, stay right there. Tommy and I are coming right back, folks. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. We have the Dow right now off 200, Nasdaq's down 38, S&P's down 16, gold's up $4. Come right back.
Larry Pesavento has just started his brand new service, Fibonacci 24/7, and he's already delivering content to his subscribers on a daily basis when the market's opened and even on weekends. Each Monday, you'll receive Larry's written report that provides detailed commentary and a summary on the charts and videos that Larry sends out. And throughout the week, when warranted, Larry will send out via charts or videos or both the key markets that he is watching during the day. This will be up-to-the-date, active trading information that will help you in your daily trading. In Larry's first week alone, he sent out 25 charts, 6 videos, and a full report to his subscribers in just 1 week. If you're a technical trader that uses patterns and retracements to trade, then Larry's service Fibonacci 24/7 is something that you must try. Right now, new subscribers can get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. With nothing to risk, sign up now to Larry Pesavento's Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under Trading Newsletters. TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated folic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They have been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. Dow right now down 196. You get the Nasdaq off 32. S&Ps are off 14 and a half. And if we just finish up on this S&P first. So inside the future right now, what you do have is this, which is pretty cool. Okay, so if we put this on intraday basis, what you're going to see is that it's got a little complex ABC structure on the way down on a 10-minute. So your A point on this would be 2852. Your B is down there at 36. So you got what, 40?
16 points.
16. Your C is 41.
So 25. 28.25 is that projection.
Okay,
Right.
cool. So we've gone to 28.32. So even this counter trend bounce right now, that's saying that, you know, we have a decent probability to get down there. You're going to need, you know, until we get back inside this range, you know, because right now, bottom line is that you're still in the high range.
Yeah, and even if I could, am I already, can I draw with this?
Yeah, you can.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, right, it's quite, I mean,
Yep.
even if you draw it a little bit down, I mean, you can see maybe if you go one more time, I mean, maybe the line looks a little bit more like,
The uptrend's not broken. That's right. Right.
like that, right? You
Yeah.
know, something along those, as in you can
Right.
see, no matter where
Right.
you're choosing those points. The linear regression, which is
Yeah.
kind of combining those lows and highs,
Right.
would be somewhere along where we're at, even, you know, not quite there. So it's got
Right.
some work to do.
Right.
And then, as man Bud Rolfs, the channel master, would say, right, you go below that channel line, you come back up and test it.
Right.
And then that's where you really look for the action to the downside. So
Right,
you
because
know,
that's on the shorter term, right? Because watch this, on the longer term, we already broke it, and this is where this gets wild, man. And this is, you know, when we take a look
that's
at
a flat one.
oh,
which
those
is-
things.
yeah. Maybe-
What happened is that when we broke down, whoops.
Oh boy, I think we need to reset that chart
Yeah,
completely.
we do. I'll
Yep.
do.
Perfect.
I'll do
One
two.
more,
I'll
yeah.
do 2 years. When we broke down in February, that was the first break, and that's what we're kind of really going against. You know, when we take a look at that. You know, we broke it with wide price spread, and that's, you know, to me, there are enough equities that already tested those lows that the S&P is going to test it. So the real question is going to be, is that, that's a very large number on the way down.
Yeah, definitely.
You know?
I just wanted to see if you plotted off that one where it goes as well.
Oh, it's even better. That's sick.
Because
that's actually sick. I actually come right up to it.
And that's really because
no, that's what you want.
You jet right through the trend there on that first
Technically,
line.
you're supposed to be able to hit 3 points for sure, and that's you got them all there.
It's kind of nice how they line up there as well. Okay, yeah, we'll see.
Pretty wild, man. Let's go to Mike in Colorado. Hey, Mike, what's going on, brother?
Hey, guys. Good morning.
How you doing,
Mike?
man?
Just got back from Boston on Saturday.
You did, huh?
Yeah, my wife and I went to Santarpio's and Regina's.
Oh, my
Yeah.
Jealous.
That is
I was
so
already
cool.
jealous when you said you got back from
starving
Boston.
right now. I know.
It's Friday. That's
Yeah.
a perfect pizza day, man.
And you know what? So picture, we just moved to St. Pete, right? And of course, it's awesome because now we're in the middle of downtown. Like when I was in Boston, I was
Very
in the middle
cool
of
area
downtown.
down
Yeah,
there. Lots
huge.
happening. Lots of cool restaurants. Would it be? Yeah.
Yeah, and I already found a great Italian restaurant.
Trouble, man.
Right
Trouble.
down the street.
You better get working out.
Grazie.
You better watch out.
And it's totally, man. Totally.
I got a funny Regina story for you.
Nice.
Awesome.
So we got there, sat down, and I ordered the ghiambata.
Yeah.
And they brought the ghiambata out, and I said, "Could I get a side of goop with that?"
Yeah.
And there's like a bunch of young ladies in their 20s staring at me like they had no idea what I was talking about.
Yeah.
And I said, "Yeah, the little cup with the oil and the spices." Like, "Oh, you mean the Louis juice?" I'm
Yeah,
like,
the Louis juice. Yeah.
Where the heck is that? Like, who calls it Louis juice? We call it goop.
That's right. And Louis, see, I remember the bartender. That was the bartender that made it because Georgie and I were always at the bar.
Nice.
And he's the guy that actually made it. That's what's going on. That's pretty cool. Yeah.
Did they, when you ask for it, do you call it goop or do you call it Louis juice?
No, I call it goop.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
These girls didn't know what I was talking about.
Yeah,
we were,
right. Because now we're talking like we're on 3 generations
I
now.
was just going to say, what generation did we miss, right?
We're on 3 generations.
Michael took good care of us over at Santarpio's. So,
that's so
nice
cool.
guy.
That is so cool.
But
those two.
yeah, we did all the good stuff. Green Dragon, bell
Nice.
in hand. Took a tour of Lexington and Concord, and
Oh,
pretty
did all
cool.
the fun stuff.
So
That's
much history there.
That,
yeah.
Oh man, I'm telling you, last night, every night they get on around here it's WEDU, the public channel.
PBS. That's
So yeah, I've been watching
yeah.
the American Experience, and
Okay.
it's about the revolution,
Nice.
and it's so cool,
That
man.
history is
I
so
mean,
cool.
it really is.
Taking
Like-
it for granted a little bit living in Boston,
Oh,
just
yeah.
actually how much history you're surrounded with.
Right.
We had John from Philly calling in last. Philly, another city.
Oh,
mean,
every
just
time I
everywhere,
think of
man,
yeah,
all that is the history
huge
for sure.
huge.
So I
Cooking,
got a
brother.
couple of things on the investment front here. TUR, the Turkey ETF, is down 17.5% today,
Yeah.
and Deutsche Bank is down 5.5%. So there's definitely something going on, and just wanted to point that out.
It's
Deutsche Bank may have a lot of derivatives that are impacted by this.
And maybe it's the type of deal where if you're on the cusp anyway of having financial problems, if you have any exposure to those types of instruments, you can't. Deutsche Bank is not in the position to be able to handle unforeseen additional losses probably on any front, right?
Exactly. And this is where the problem comes in. Their clients having problems that end up imploding them.
Sure.
This is, as I said a little bit earlier in the show, every time that I hear these folks say that, no, this is not 1998, I'm saying to myself, to me, and I wasn't in this business as long as I've been now, but 1998, I was watching that. Indonesia, is large. There's no doubt about that. I mean, it's huge, okay? But when it really started, it seemed like, well, it was definitely smaller than it is now, because even when long-term capital went south, it's really small numbers that made it go south. I think it was like 21 billion.
Okay.
Because our numbers now are so exponentially bigger. Do you know what I'm saying? But if I've learned anything, currency implosions is a big problem. And I think the way that you can really feel it more than anything, put yourself in that situation. That all of a sudden you're in a country, you're buying goods, 1 second it's $4 to $1, the next second it's $7.50. and in 4 months, that's problematic, man. You know, no matter which way I look at it. And then Erdogan out here this morning, he's really out of his mind. I mean, he's telling the citizens, give me your dollars, give me your gold, and put them into lira. Like,
Right.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why don't you go slice your throat, man? It's like.
Okay. All right. Let's
Well, it's insane.
Yeah.
It's insane. I mean,
Before I go, sorry guys.
Yeah.
Before I go, just take a look at GLD. It doesn't look like much on the chart, but the last 4 days we're slowly crawling up out of that declining trend. So
No,
that's interesting.
oh, it is. Listen, you know what's blowing my mind is that, like, out here today, what I'm digging, there's no doubt people are going into the dollar and they're going into gold. You know, and maybe that's where this thing's going to shake out. You know, that people feel like, okay, listen, you know, we want, the people overseas want some safety for their currency. They go into gold. Everyone else, if they can get a hold of dollars, they'll go into dollars because the dollar's strong. Cooking, brother.
Thanks, guys.
Have
Bye.
a great one. Have a
Thanks,
safe
Mike.
one.
Take
Stay
care.
right there, folks. Come right back.
You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionics, oil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated fulvic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They have been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Hi folks, Tom O'Brien here. If you'd like to get my daily newsletter, Market Insights, then now is a great time to sign up for a 30-day free trial. Every morning by 9:30, I send out my morning letter to subscribers with market commentary on a variety of markets, currencies, and commodities to keep investors up to date on the day's trading action. Included in Market Insights are specific buy and sell recommendations for stocks, ETFs, and even options, with stops and price targets included for every trade in my newsletter. If you'd like to try my newsletter risk-free for 30 days, then head over to the front page of TFNN and you'll find Market Insights under Trading Newsletters. I use my years of trading experience to bisect and dissect the market every morning and give my subscribers the most important information they need to know for the day ahead. I even issue afternoon updates for my subscribers whenever warranted with important market action. I'm always scouring the market for the next great trading opportunity. Sign up for your 30-day free trial to my daily newsletter, Market Insights, today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Wow! Go get 'em, folks.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Tiger TV is an exciting way to experience TFNN programming. See high-definition video, giving you crystal clear charts, as well as seeing some of the faces of TFNN's highly acclaimed financial experts with crisp, full-fidelity sound. Catch Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Larry Pesavento, Think or Swim, David White, Andy Hecht, and Daryl Martin in crystal clear, high-definition audio and video. Tiger TV, exclusively at TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Dow right now is down 217. Nasdaq's off 40. S&Ps are off 17.5. And, you know, folks, if you haven't test-driven the Nadex platform yet, great time to do it, particularly because guess what? You know, you can trade the currencies out here. Bottom line, you can trade the commodities. Of course, you can trade the indices. go over, get the demo account, set it up for Sunday night, because I expect what we're going to see out here is that we have summer trading, but these currencies are going to be moving around.
Yeah, and currencies, commodities, so forth, right? I mean, look at that gold action for sure. We're up almost $10 off the lows we had last night. So some of the numbers in terms of what it's up for the session just don't reflect how far it's come from the lows.
Exactly.
Even crude oil, you were down here last night at 66.15. And now we're at 67.60, and I think crude was only showing up about 60 cents. But that doesn't factor in trading all the way from 66.90 practically approaching $66. And pretty remarkable still going back to Wednesday's action on the EIA, going from 69.60 down to 66.60. Hung there for a couple days, getting a bit of a bid. We'll see what happens. Jason Paff, of course, every morning 8:30, morning market kickoff. Just listening to him with those inventory levels. It'll be interesting to see how that shakes out with oil dealing with such large inventory levels at these prices.
It's huge, man.
Yeah.
It's absolutely huge.
And then, of course, gold coming off those scary lows of the 12s.
And if you want to see, I'll show you in gold what happened here, which is pretty cool, folks, because I was talking about this yesterday, and this got tested, early this morning, and this is pretty cool. So we had a high volume low that got spiked on Wednesday. That was 1360.
Okay.
Okay. That was at 8:40 a.m., right? Gold opens at 8:20, 8:40. Look what happened this morning, which is so cool. What is that time? What time is that, Tom?
That is 2 in the morning.
We got down to 12, 13, 10, and it rejected it. And that's what we needed. To me, that's what we needed. Do you know what I mean? And guess what? You're at the top of this range, folks, and you have volume. And the range we're talking about is the kind of right where we're at, 12.23. So this is going to get intriguing as we come into the close today, the 1:30 close inside gold, because what you do have is that over the weekend, when you get this type of volatility, everyone's looking like, okay, is there going to be an announcement on Sunday night?
Sure, right. What's going to be talked about?
What's it going to be?
You already had President Trump doubling down on the tariffs on steel and aluminum.
50%,
just for Turkey.
Yeah, 50% on steel now.
Pedal to the metal. That's not what they need in terms of, and I'm not a proponent, but that's not going to help Turkey. And then just jump into the entire crypto market.
Yeah.
No real action to the upside, which is surprising if you're going to have some kind of currency.
Isn't it?
But then the other side that you just want to keep in mind is this isn't like a completely democratic nation. It's already very authoritarian.
Right.
So I don't know what kind of access they even have right now to these markets. So I just say, if I'm there, of course I'm going to take my Turkish lira and cash it in. Well, it's like, well, Erdogan already might have put the stomp down on you, turning your lira into gold.
Right.
And maybe he can't do it completely, but you probably have to be very astute or very wealthy to have access to that type of completely free access to international markets under that type of a regime. But regardless, pretty remarkable that you haven't seen too much of an acceleration. We did get a little bit of a bid in the recent, you can see the spikes across the board, kind of off those lows. And just to pull it back to Nadex, because, the thing that you always have exposure to here are the monthly Bitcoin spreads for over the weekend. And to jump, I think I already have it, yeah. So there's Bitcoin. And there's kind of that bid where, maybe that was when Erdogan was talking, saying, there's a lot going on in Bitcoin.
Saying turn in your money.
Yeah,
turn it into lira.
Buy lira with everything you own, right?
Oh my God.
And people in Turkey said, well, guess what? I'm going to buy some Bitcoin, man.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
But let's just jump in, because what
you know what it also does too, folks, I think, and this is where it educates people about fiat currency, that there really is nothing behind it, and if it loses confidence, then it's a big problem,
Yeah.
So,
I don't know what the Turkish lira has in terms of their FDIC insurance, but regardless, on a global scale, it doesn't matter, because it's only worth what the other currencies, what participants in the market are willing to trade your other currency for.
Right.
As in, the dollar is only backed by the faith and government of the U.S. government. Right. Same deal.
Right. What happens is that when your currency falls apart, your inflation rate goes up. Like right now, last night, the inflation rate in Turkey was 17.6. It's probably 20 today.
Okay.
That's you just lose value. That's and you better run to the store and get as much as you can, as fast as you can, because the next day, it very well could be more expensive.
Yeah. Yeah. So what's nice here, you have Bitcoin trading at 64.30, and the monthly spread, of course, is basically just a bid offer spread straddling that exact position, and you have exposure until the end of August. You know,
that's big.
And these are trading for 1/10,
Yep.
1/100th of a Bitcoin for each contract,
Yep.
right? So for each one, you have, and what's nice here as well is, you know, and it's kind of, as in your losses are obviously capped out at 0, and your profits are capped out at 15.5, which is a bit of a drawback, as in, you know, you kind of have losses capped at 0, which they always will be, but your profits are capped out 15.5.
Right.
But guess what? Yeah, that's a $9,000 appreciation to the upside, which
Yeah.
I'm sure anybody on the bullish side will be okay if they got capped out
Slightly.
with their losses at 15.5 by the month, right? So we'll see where we come back on Monday. But just like gold, you could see some action in the cryptos with a little bit of a fear across those currency markets.
Yeah,
Because
and here, we'll go over...
where'd you want to jump to?
It sounds like we got someone on the phone.
We sure do. We have Mark from Bedford.
Hey, Mark, what's going on, brother?
Not much, Tom. Hi, Tom. Hi, Tommy. How are
Hey,
you?
good morning, man.
Tom and Tommy, I had heard on Bloomberg Radio, I think it was Monday or maybe Tuesday, that Trump and the administration had put either tariffs or sanctions on someone or something coming out of Turkey, and that's what started this whole thing on the Turkish currency. Apparently, the Turkish government is holding U.S. Evangelical preacher or something like that, and they've had him for a while. And Trump said release him, and the Turkish government said no, and so Trump said, okay, you're going to play games, we'll play games, and put sanctions or tariffs or both on something. You have to research this on Bloomberg.com.
No, that's part of the element that's going on.
Thing.
That's part of the element going on, Mark. It is. And, you know, that's part of what you saw going on this morning with Trump putting more tariffs on. But the big acceleration was the ECB coming out this morning and saying that there's systematic risk because of the lira, which, you know, the lira is already in trouble. They have a very authoritarian regime. That's hurting their world stage economics. And then you have basically ECB coming out and saying they're in so much trouble, they might face more tariffs. And guess what? This is now becoming a problem where you have it being so large that you're going to see currency deteriorations and you're going to see systematic risk to possible banks in the EU.
So the lira has been going down for a long time, because what you have here is that when this guy got elected, Turkey was much more democratic.
Yeah,
okay?
he was supposed to be democratic in the beginning.
Right.
That's what.
So he's flipped it. That, you know, bottom line.
It's an authoritarian regime. That's
And then what ends up happening here? Just stay right there, Mark. We come right back. And then so just picture this, folks. It would be like Trump turning around and say, okay, I'm going to get Kushner now, and he's going to be head of the Federal Reserve, because that's exactly what just happened 6 weeks ago in Turkey.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And see you later. Stay right there, folks. Come right back.
Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors. No matter what kind of trader you are, 2018 is a great time to try out a subscription to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report. Whether you just plan on diversifying your portfolio with some exposure to gold and gold mining equities, or you're a gold bull that sees 2018 as the year of commodities, now is a great time to sign up for the Gold Report. Tom O'Brien publishes his Gold Report every Monday morning before the market opens and covers a variety of topics including gold, silver, platinum, copper, the XAU and HUI, the dollar, bonds, South African rand, as well as more than 20 of the most actively traded mining equities. Start your 2018 off with a bang and sign up for the Gold Report today. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. For all the details and to start your subscription right now, visit the front page of TFNN.com and you'll find the Gold Report under Investment Newsletters. David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. Talking with Mark from Concord. We are talking markets. Yeah, so, you know, this has been going down for quite a while, Mark. I mean, this is, you know, the cake on top of it.
And I don't disagree, but I think what really started the acceleration, at least from what I heard on Bloomberg Radio, was this Trump administration's actions. And I do know that the Turkish government has held this guy for a while, and it seems to be on trumped-up charges. But I also know that there's a Greek Orthodox school over on one of the Turkish islands, or I think it's on the Turkish islands, or just on the coast of Turkey, and the government over there has done nothing but hassle this school for a very long time. So, you know, obviously Erdogan is a very strict Muslim, and not that I like to judge people, but you know, he definitely has a thing against Christians, and so as Tommy pointed out, this thing's been going on for a while, but this thing just accelerated down further when Trump hit the government with sanctions and or tariffs.
Yeah, no, it did. So watch this, though. This is they have all bad choices. They just won't make them, okay? What happens is that when you have inflation running 17-18%, you have to go up in the interest rates. He won't go up in the interest rates because, as most people that want to stay in power, they know that that's going to be the first thing that everyone, you know, you have to tighten up. You have to stop it, okay? The only way to stop it is to push the interest rates to 30-40%. So he won't do it, and that's when they come out this morning. He's saying no, I'm not going to do that. So let me show you something. That this is where this gets really intriguing, folks. I was looking at this morning, okay?
And Tom, not to cut you off, Tom, but remember that tweet that Trump did about 2 weeks ago against the Fed, criticizing our Fed for raising interest rates, you know, and there was a lot of discussion in the financial world about, well, Trump is, you know, the president usually has a hands-off against the Fed, and here Trump was tweeting against our Fed after he appointed one of the governors, you know.
No, and that's a normal, okay, that's a normal thing for people in power. That's my point here, okay? I'm
not okay with that word normal.
Okay, well
not in America. It shouldn't be, but go ahead.
They hope that they can make it through it. But let me show you something. If you're watching Tiger TV, folks, I'm bringing up the Turkish stock market. The Turkish stock market itself, you know, bottom line, has not get as mowed down as you might think it could have, okay? And when I was looking at this morning, this is what's going, my take, this is what's going on. their debt structure. So inside the Turkish stock market, what you have is that it's traded in Turkish lira. They're doing business in Turkey, all of the above, okay? So it's like when you have a currency implosion, if you stay in the country, you're okay. You can't go outside the country at all, right? The problem is, and that's what even sometimes in his speech, he was saying that, oh, we have this going on, and they do. The problem comes down, this Turkish stock market, this only has $150 billion market cap. Let me see if I got it right here. Anyway, it's a $150 billion market cap, right? The problem is that their debt structure is way over that, okay? So that's where the aspect of inflation running beyond belief, how much they owe going out.
So I have one of the articles here, and this is a good one to talk about what you're talking about. And let me make sure I get down the article, the correct one. Nope, that's not going to be one. This is going to be the article. I had two of them up here I wanted to get because it speaks to how much international debt they have, right?
Okay.
So the more the lira weakens, the more expensive all that debt becomes, okay? The latest estimate from the IMF shows that the total amount of Turkish debt payable in other currencies is more than 50% of the country's GDP.
Yeah.
So it's not even just about the debt they own. It's that just the debt payable in other countries is more than 50%. And guess what? That might be a different statistic right now, considering what just happened in their currency markets. And even this, which was written early this morning, things have still changed. So that's what's going on there. So, you know, Mark, I know the sanctions are a big deal, but guess what? The sanctions are just one part of the struggles
I agree, Tom.
of the authoritarian regime.
And I just wanted to throw my 3 cents out there for that, because no one has, I don't think,
and just to
made that connection.
To reiterate what you're saying, you know, it's a normal thing for presidents to try and influence the Federal Reserve in their own countries. It is. It usually is not in America, and the reason why is because you see what happens today.
Oh, for sure. Oh, you get implosion.
There's no incentive for a leader trying to stay in power to ever take the gas pedal off, and what the federal banks are supposed to do is weather out the peaks and the troughs, because otherwise you never want to raise rates, and guess what? You reach a point that Turkey's coming to, and that's why the Fed's supposed to be independent,
right?
Because people in power never want to have the discipline to increase rates, cut off the spigot of money, slow down the economy. That's not what happens, right? And we see the possible results. Yeah.
Pretty wild.
And going back to our
hey,
country,
Mark,
if you know, we could have a major mess on our hands in 6 months to a year from now if these tariffs really do a number.
These tariffs are going to do a number, man. These tariffs are a tariff is a tax. These things are going to do a number, man. The bureaucracies, you know, these are going to do a number. This is, you know. This is coming home to roost, you know. We'll see just how bad it can get, but it's going to come home to roost. No matter which way you look at it, it's like, okay.
I suspect, Tom, that when all is said and done, it's going to be a hell of a lot worse than people think it is. And I'll just tell you why in 6 months from now. I don't want to say now, but I just think in 6 months to a year from now, this economy will go from firing on all cylinders to barely getting to the gas station.
Well, a lot of the big companies that keep pushing bread into the economy certainly are not going to do the same thing. Do you know what I mean? That's how this thing, to me, shakes out. Because, what is it? Unintended consequences are already happening, you know? And, you know...
Tom, you think this is a buying opportunity in gold? And I remember Carlos had talked to you a day or two ago, and you told Carlos, not quite yet. You thought it was on the horizon, but not quite yet. In the wake of this, what do you think? You think there's a buying opportunity right now in gold? Or
I understand what you're saying. That's exactly what I said, not quite yet. But I did end the conversation telling him to buy the nugget because of the risk and reward. But so, and the reason I was saying that, I'm a bull, man. You know, every time I look at a technical, fundamentally, but I'm in it, man. You know, to me, like just because of this currency, you know, just currency in general. You know what I mean? It's like fiat currency. Look what happened. So, and that's what you were hearing there. People that don't understand the metal market, I didn't want them to just go in just because I'm saying to go in. Do you know what I'm saying? I like it. I like it here. You know what I mean? Now today, we're gonna have volume, but we need more than gold up $4 Even though it came off, you know, it's up actually, it's actually at 14 from the low right now.
$10 I think, at least, yeah.
But I would like to see this. If this is up $10 at the close today, now we got big action, man. You know,
It'd be like 12:30.
yeah, that's, you know. But my take is that we got action here. So.
All right, guys, you take care.
Cookin, thanks for the good call, Mark. Have a great weekend, man.
Stay right there, folks. Tommy and I are coming right back. Dow right now down
214.
Thank you.
We got it.
Come right back.
Are China A shares hot or not? If you trade China A shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A share bull and bear ETFs. China A shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foresight Fund Services, LLC.
I'm certain you are or strive to be one of the best at everything you do in life. It's the most common trait that we tigers and tigresses share. If you're looking to become the best of the best when it comes to managing your money, let me teach you to do what most wealth managers tell you can't be done, which is how to time the markets. I'm Steve Rhodes, author of Mastering Probability, and for the last 12 months, Timer Digest has been tracking my newsletter signals, which have earned me the ranking as their #1 market timer in the nation for the S&P 500 for the last 12, 6, and 3 months. Timer Digest also ranks me as the #1 market timer for gold as well. The fact is, markets can be timed, and I'll teach you the exact set of tools that I use that has transformed me into one of the best at what I do. Sign up for Mastering Probability today by clicking on the newsletter tab on the homepage of TFNN.com and get immediate access to workshops where I take you step by step how to use an extraordinary set of tools as well as provide great market calls too. Sign up today.
TFNN has put together the finest programming lineup each trading day, featuring some of the most knowledgeable and respected financial minds in the nation to educate traders and investors. On Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, we broadcast 8 hours a day, starting at 9 a.m. as Larry Pesavento kicks us off with Trade What You See. Tuesdays and Thursdays, we broadcast 11 hours. Get an early and healthy start to your day as Nico and Paige bring you Living a Primal Lifestyle. Then catch Andy Hecht at 5 p.m. with the Commodities Hour, following the Tom O'Brien Show. Swim lessons from TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim is now at 11 a.m., followed by Basil Chapman at 12 noon. See the TFNN program lineup via the link on the front page of TFNN.com to get a complete overview of our TFNN shows and hosts. And keep TFNN's Tiger TV tuned in on your mobile device, PC, or Mac for the latest financial news and information throughout the broadcasting day. TFNN.com, educating investors. Learn how to trade options with swim lessons. Brought to you by TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim. Next on TFNN.
Welcome back, folks. Let's go take a look at some of the high-volume stocks out here today.
Tesla private yet? Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. No. Hey, listen, man. It's going to be. I think we're going to, see some action here coming.
Where are we? We're in the Turkish.
I'm over in
Perfect.
Turkey. Look at
Where's
that.
the green? They're all red. Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Ooh, that's intense, man.
Obviously, right?
I should have kept that up.
No, the ETF was down 20%. I'm sure.
So we're looking at our markets right now. Microchip technology, that's taking a hit out here this morning. That's down 11 bucks. Trading 86.
Look at Facebook down almost $3, huh?
Yeah, that's.
It's not a small move for Facebook. It's been volatile, but $3.
Down 265.
Yeah.
Other than that, there's not. The American Airlines is down $1.
Can we jump to Tesla and see how they're doing today?
Yeah,
because
Tesla.
the headline was right that the board is going to seriously consider taking it private. They're going to try and get Elon to recuse himself. My guess is that he's already met with lawyers and they told him he's got to chill out and go into recovery mode, and that he probably will recuse himself because he's already in enough trouble as is.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, but you saw a roller coaster on just that news coming out, because number one, it's good news that they are taking it seriously, the board even. But guess what? Number two is like, we're not there yet. No talk of funding secured from what I've heard.
Yeah, and guess what? If he doesn't, if that funding wasn't secured, that tweet, folks, is fraud. That's the bottom line.
He should get sued up. There's going to be a lot of, and you know what I was thinking about is that it's almost, you could have not free rolled, right? The expression of free roll where you can't lose money. So let's say I make $1 million trade, but I know that Musk just tweeted out and he's going to be suable. So I make the $1 million trade. And if I make money, I make money. If I lose money, I know for a fact that I'm probably going to be able to sue him and have some kind of a case, right?
If you have enough money to last
If you're a big player, right? That's probably a good wager, because number one, you could have bought it off the bat, but then you buy it afterwards, and if the news comes out fake and you lose money, you'd sue. I mean, he's going to get sued by a lot of people.
Stay right there, folks. We got Fast Market coming up next. TD Ameritrade. I'm man Basil Chapman, Steve Rhodes, Dave White. I'll be back this afternoon. Thanks, pal.
Thanks, man.
Wow! Go get him, folks.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.